Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about how to protect yourself around narcissistic people. When it comes to narcissists, they have at least 5 of the 9 criteria to be classed as on the disorder, and depending on which they can have all 9, but depending on which depending on which is their top 2, their top 3 criteria, it depends on how they are going to behave and the best method to protecting yourself when around them. When you're dealing with a narcissist whose highest traits are they are exploitative people and they lack empathy, the best way to deal with these kinds of people is to go no contact, which isn't always possible. If you're dealing with one who's arrogant, so they're unpleasantly proud of themselves and they require excessive attention, they're not going to be the most pleasant of people to be around. But if you can feed their ego in the right way to protect yourself, so if you can compliment them when a compliment is due, when they have done something nice for someone, even if they're only doing it to get something in return, they've done something nice, to compliment them. So compliment them, and when they're being arrogant with you, ignore them. Leave them to it. Let them get on with it. Let them recognise, if they wish to recognise, that you're not interested in that behaviour. If they don't want to recognise that and believe you're the problem, let them think you're the problem. Leave them to live their life. So this video is how to personally protect yourself and equip yourself to deal with narcissistic people in the right way, especially when there's things like family events and special occasions coming up, because you do need to be careful when it's just one-on-one with a narcissist. Those who lack empathy, you need to be careful around. If it's a family member that you just see at family occasions, there is ways to protect yourself around them. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to PPE, personal protective equipment, which many of us have been using in the most recent of years, we also need to personally protect and equip ourselves against psychological injury from narcissistic people, against emotional harm from narcissistic people, from mental harm from narcissistic people, people who cause us stress, worry, anxiety, people who cause us financial difficulties, people who cause us health issues. We have to equip ourselves so that we can take ownership of who we are and personally protect ourselves against them. There are many different methods to do this, so it's finding the method that works for you and finding the method that works for the narcissist that you're dealing with. For example, you can be dealing with a narcissist. You might have an important phone call coming up and they want you both to be there when the phone rings to answer the phone. Yet they will disappear off out for 6 hours during the day doing whatever it is they want to do. And then when they come home and you've got a prior engagement, they will say to you, "But I thought we were going to take this phone call together." And that's when you just have to say, "Yes, but you're here now. I need to go out as you needed to go out. And if the phone call happens when we are together, we'll be together. If not, it doesn't." rather than trying to fight back with the, well, you went out earlier, which is what narcissistic people do and what narcissistic people can get you doing. They're getting you on the defensive, they're baiting you into that argument to gain that reaction, and you're best off avoiding that argument just by saying, yes, I've got a prior engagement, maybe tomorrow, and leaving them to it. Remember, you do not have to prove yourselves to those who want to provoke a reaction from you. One of the first ways to personally protect yourself against a narcissistic person is stop trying to prove yourself to them. Narcissists will purposefully bait you. They will provoke you. They will taunt you. They will intimidate you. They will criticize you. They will judge you to get you to react to them, to get you to defend yourself to them. And it is perfectly normal to become defensive around offensive people. Usually the narcissist has felt some form of criticism, so they've gone on the attack of you, whether they're attacking your personal character, whether they're attacking your belief system, whether they're attacking your values, whether they're attacking your career. They are going to attack you in some way, verbally, to get you to defend yourself to them, to get you to prove yourself to them. Recognize what they're doing and stop proving yourself to those who are provoking you. Don't take what they say personally. If they have a different opinion to you, they're entitled to a different opinion to you, and you are entitled to have a different opinion to them. You don't have to take part in every argument you're invited to. If they're swearing blind that blue is red, and you know that that red is blue, leave them to it. Let them have it. Recognise their perception on whatever the topic of conversation is, and leave them to their perception of that topic of conversation while you stick to your own. Disengage from the conversation. Disarm them by disengaging away from them, by leaving them to have their opinion while you focus on your own. Don't provide them with any ammunition that they can use against you, which is why you need to stop trying to prove yourself to them, because the more you try to prove yourself to a narcissist, the more they will use this as ammunition to get you going, to wind you up, to chip away at you so that you react to them. Do not give them any ammunition. Leave them to it. If they have their own opinion, that's their own opinion. You do not have to agree with it. You do not have to get them to see your point of view. Recognize their point of view. Recognize why they're doing it. Recognize what they're trying to achieve by doing what they're doing, and don't let them achieve it. And what I mean by this is recognize when they are trying to bait you into that argument, and don't go with them. Don't go into that argument. If you need to just stop talking to them, stop talking to them. If you need to use one of their communication methods, use one of their communication methods. No, it doesn't feel right. It can feel like you're being rude. It can feel like you're being ignorant. It can feel like you're acting like them. And in one sense you are, because you are learning to communicate with them on a level that they understand, because they don't know how to communicate with you on a level that you understand. So raise your standards of the behaviour you will accept from other people, yet lower your expectations of their ability to understand you. So when they're coming at you and coming at you and coming at you, when they're saying the same remark over and over and over again, if you're on a car journey and you're driving, and they always have to have a chip away at your driving, or they'll just sit there and humming and tutting and making snide remarks, Don't respond to those snide remarks. Have a little game in your head of counting down, or maybe about 20 seconds before the next comes along. And then have a little giggle to yourself. Don't fall into the trap of asking what their problem is and why they're being like that. And when they are coming at you with snide remarks, when they're trying to criticise you over your job at a family meal or something like that, do what they do and change the subject on them. Narcissists require excessive attention. So if you can change the subject on them by asking them about something that they want to talk about, that will take the attention away from the narcissist chipping at you, as that narcissist requires excessive attention and begins to talk about themselves. And if you can pick a subject that they don't know that much information on, they will trip themselves up, and you haven't even done anything other than communicate with them on a level that they communicate with you, because they don't understand how to communicate in a friendly manner. When they are chipping away at you, when they are invalidating you, when they are criticising you, when they have a different opinion to you, just say things like, that's interesting. What makes you think that? To get them to explain themselves. Expect the pushback. Expect them to retaliate with another insult towards you, and just okay, just don't even go there. Recognize that the conversation is not going to get you anywhere, and just say okay. Or when they're coming at you with things like, you're so rude, you're so awkward, you're so ignorant, you always cause arguments, just, that's possible. And then leave them, because in their mind, it is possible. Narcissists are very well known for being envious people, and if they're not getting the attention they believe they're entitled to from you, they will go and flirt with somebody in front of you. And then when you go and confront them about this, because they've provoked you to go and try and speak to them, they're going to then accuse you of being jealous to get yourself to prove, explain and defend yourself to them. However, when they have not received the attention they believe they deserve, when they've gone all out to provoke jealousy within you and they accuse you of being jealous, it's more than possible because they've provoked that feeling within you. So when they're accusing you of things, just say, that's possible. No need to go any further into it. Leave them to it. Shut down the conversation. If they keep going on at you, avoid exposure. If they keep going on at you and you're at a family event, just walk away. Even if you're with a big circle of people, just walk away. Just say, excuse me, I just remembered I need to go and phone, and whoever you need to go and phone. Excuse me, I've just remembered I need to go and speak to. And direct that excuse me and that apology to everybody else. Have your back turned to the narcissist because you're not accepting their behaviour. Limit exposure to the narcissist. Do not prove yourself to them. Do not provide them with any ammunition they can use against you, and limit exposure to them and their toxic words against you. When you're dealing with people who are self-entitled, who are envious, who require excessive attention, who lack empathy to care about others, who exploit people, when they're not getting what they want from you, expect them to raise their games against you and hold firm to your beliefs, your truths, who you are as a person. Don't try to prove yourself to them. Don't provide them with that ammunition, and limit exposure to their negativity. Limit exposure to their toxic words. Narcissistic people are extremely rude. They will criticise, they will judge, they will intimidate, they will ignore, they will triangulate, they will cause intrigue. They will leave you out of situations. They will bait you into arguments. They are extremely rude people. And part of their projection will be accusing you of being rude, you of being ignorant. When you limit exposure to them, they're going to come after you. They're going to accuse you of all sorts of things to make you feel bad, simply because they're not getting what they want from you. And it's not rude to limit exposure to those who judge you, those who criticize you, those who hurt you, those who psychologically harm you. It's not rude. It's wise. It's called wisdom. It takes strength of character to walk away from those who you perhaps care about, who seek to continually pull you down, who seek to be negative. You cannot raise those up who are committed to pulling you down. And what other people at these events think of you is none of your business. And what's going on in your life is none of their business. If they want to judge, if they want to presume, that's on them. Let them. People tend to be very judgy because they've got their own things going off. So to avoid their own situations, they'll judge other people. So if people want to judge, let them. We can all judge. It's about judging in the right way. It's about recognizing in the right way, not to be offensive towards another people, not to be harmful towards another person, but to protect ourselves from toxic people so that we can surround ourselves with positive, kind, genuine, like-minded people. None of us are perfect, but we are all imperfectly perfect in our own individual way. If anyone has any thoughts on this video or any advice they found that helped them during things like holidays and special occasions dealing with narcissistic people, please do add those into the comments. If you are looking for further support and understanding in overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have an online guide available and the teachable link will be in the description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp and their sponsored link will also be in the description. Thank you very much for listening. Go and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.